right, so my brother Dennis asked me to share some things about some of our ancestors, and me being the oldest granddaughter of Ted Eversen, I'm not sure if I'm the oldest great-granddaughter of his dad. Now, I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong because I just looked at the Danish pronunciation of things, and there's like no way I'm going to be able to do this right. Anyways, his name was Celiljos, Celijos, Ditlev, Ditlev, and of course Eversen with the en at the end. Now, what fascinated me for some reason when I started Ancestry was getting to know him. I don't know why he fascinated me. So I started to research some of the things about him, and I'm not going to go into all the details right now because it'll be too long. But there was something about him that had me questioning, and I'm going to go through it. First of all, he was born in Denmark on December 24th, 1874, and he lived in Kerteminde, and then Odense. So that was where he lived in Denmark. He was baptized February 7th, 1875. And it looks like he was raised Lutheran because when he married Augusta, they got married in a Lutheran church. Anyway, when I was starting to research him, I found some things in his service background, and that's what got me interested. He did come to America, and when I read that, he came to America on a ship called Indirect, Indirekte. I just researched that, and a lot of Danish people came over on that ship, and they said it really wasn't a ship, it just meant that they came indirectly. So he was probably not on the ship called Indirect. And he came to New York when he was 17 years old, April 25th, 1892. Says he had an occupation of a seaman. He enlisted in the Navy in August 26, 1897, and what was interesting is he was naturalized on August 28, 1897. So 2 days after he enlisted, he was naturalized and became a citizen. And from what I understand and from what I've researched, they did that a lot back then, is they would enlist and then they would become an American citizen. It was witnessed by Chaz, which is probably Charles, Ron, R-A-H-N, and Carl M. Simonson. And that was actually his mom's maiden name, so I'm wondering if that was a relative. And another interesting thing about him is he was only 5'5". He had blue eyes and brown hair. He was in the Battle of Manila Bay, May 1st, 1898, and we won. He was what they called a common sailor. It was the Spanish-American War, and he was on the USS Baltimore. Now, the USS Baltimore was a protector cruiser, 4,413 tons. Top speed was 20 knots. It housed 328 men and 4 8-inch guns, 6 6-inch guns, and 8 secondary rapid-fire guns. Now, he got an honorary discharge on September 26, 1900, so he served 3 years, and he was 25 years old. At the age of 53, he was admitted in the let me look at this again. The U.S. Home for Disabled Veterans in Milwaukee, and he was admitted with an aorta aneurysm, mitral insufficiency. So that was a heart condition, and I know when I looked at this, I thought, well, how could that have been from the war? You know, how could he have been able to get that? And so I was just looking again about, was that the VA hospital at that time too? But also during the war of the Spanish-American War and during the war, the Battle of Manila Bay, there was a lot of yellow fever, and that could cause a heart condition. So it's possible that he did get it from being in the war. He was admitted anyway at this place on January 26, 1928. But on February 25th, 1928, he left AMA. And this is an interesting story too, because I was like, what is AMA? And I worked at a nursing home, and I was in a meeting one morning, and they said this person was going to leave AMA against medical advice. And I went, That's what that means. So he left against medical advice, and he died just a few days later on March 6, 1928. So he was only 53 when he passed away. And it was interesting because I always asked my dad, did he know his grandpa at all? And he said, no, I really don't remember my grandpa. Well, he died 2 years before my dad was born, so that's probably why he didn't remember. So along with this little video, I mean, I could go into his brothers and sisters and that, but I think I'm just going to talk about this war thing, which was so interesting to me. The pictures that I'm going to send are pictures of the ship, and also there was 8 injuries on the ship. I don't know if he was injured. It didn't sound like it, but it shows where the battle was. Also, I'm enclosing his naturalization papers and his enlistment, and when his wife wanted to get a headstone for him, a picture of the headstone. I don't have a picture of him. I wish if somebody does, please, please, please post it. Or of Grandma Augusta, and please post it. I mean, I would love to see what these people look like, if we look like them or what, because us Eversens, we have that distinct look. Anyway, so this is what I'm going to enclose today. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll research some more and see what we can find out about our family.